This is called the performance cycle,
Yes.
where we take a look at the results that we are currently getting,
Uh-huh.
okay? And
Okay.
then we compare.
Okay.
You can see the highlight. We'll
Yeah.
compare the results with the stakeholder needs.
Okay.
So the stakeholder needs over here,
Yeah.
we compare that with the results,
Uh-huh.
and we can make any calibration we need to make to the system. So
Sure.
each team has a mission statement, whether it's written or implicit.
Yeah.
And every system is always perfectly aligned to get the result that it's currently getting.
Yes.
Okay? So the results is a function of the culture. And culture is an interesting topic which we can talk about soon in terms of managing change.
Yeah.
Because culture is the way a company gets the job done.
Yes.
Oftentimes, it is transparent to the company itself.
Uh-huh.
So when we come in from the outside as a contractor or as a new kid on the block,
Yeah.
we may be able to see the culture and we may or may not agree with the culture. And that's where wisdom must prevail,
Yes.
in that these people don't see anything wrong with their culture because they have created the culture. They are in the culture.
Yes.
And this teacher said, it is not that the organizations cannot see their functional problems. It is that the organizations, it is not that they cannot fix it. It is because they cannot see it.
Yes.
So the last thing we want to do is to point out a flaw in the way they are doing business.
Yeah.
When we do that, we're making people wrong, and
Yeah.
they feel punished,
Yeah.
coerced oftentimes,
Yeah.
and the teams will actually dig in to resist any change.
Yeah.
So as a change agent or as a contractor, we must understand the culture and pretty much blend into the culture
Yeah.
while we continue to adhere to our process standards, the excellence of execution, but making it transparent
Yeah.
to the teams
Mm-hmm.
so we do not get thrown under the bus or get kicked out of the team.
Right.
Now the question is, why are the cultures the way they are? For example, in each company there are systems and processes. Okay?
Yeah.
They are the organizational structures, and they are the development, decision making, work, information, and reward systems.
Right.
Imagine if your CIO is concerned about the top 5 technical problems of the day,
Yeah.
and she is always asking questions about those.
Right.
What that means is, naturally the entire management team will be focused on solving problems
Right.
because that's how they will be rewarded and recognized.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Imagine the CIO is asking the senior director of systems architecture what's going on with the problem, and the director said, well, I don't really know what the problem is. Let me talk to my technical lead
Yeah.
because I'm very busy with project planning,
Yeah.
project scheduling, coming up with a clear org charts, doing minutes and agendas.
Right.
You can imagine that senior director is not going to go very far with the
Right.
CIO.
Yeah.
Therefore, the culture flows from the top, and it is useless to go in there and to say anything is wrong with any of the work processes.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's very important to immediately have this picture in your mind. So
Right.
this systems and structures are tied to the mission and strategy. So the mission is to be the best in the industry, to make the most amount of money. However, the company may be in a very cash abundant stage or
Mhm.
cash abundant state. Therefore, it is not important to be 100% efficient and to be focused on process improvement,
Oh.
because it is all about balancing. When a company makes way too much money, lots of the money goes to taxation. So, they have allocated certain amount of overhead and cushion in the budget for there to be overrun in terms of scheduling and so on. And there's nothing right or wrong. That's just how the system works, how the system stays happy, and ultimately the principles will prevail, will decide which company is going to succeed in the long run.
Yeah.
Because uh, because if Johnson and Johnson came up with a brand new drug and they have an exclusive patent on the drug for the next 20 years, so they enjoy a special privilege and an extra cash flow
Yeah.
that the other companies cannot compete against. In those circumstances, the company does not need to be truly efficient, and they can spend more money on innovation, more money on incubation and experimentation.
Right.
So this is a bird's eye view that each one of us consultants, contractors could carry in mind.
Oh,
So
got it.
whenever we're going to a new culture, we do
Uh-huh.
not come into the company and go, wow, look at what you're doing here. Look at that. I mean, this is so strange. This is so odd. I don't understand it.
Oh boy.
And that happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
So unless we have a systems view and understand how a company rewards its people is going to create a culture and the strategy of the company. If the company has to cut their IT budget by 75%, you can imagine the organizational structure and the communication systems and the project management practices will all become more stringent,
Yeah.
and that will come up with a new culture.
Mhm.
And at some point, the cultures will backfire because in some defense companies, they have to be accountable to the U.S. government,
Yeah.
and they have to show that if a company officer went on a business trip, that the purchasing department actually compared the airfare prices of the direct flights versus the flights which have layovers, and
Uh-huh.
keep that information for many years just in case the government might come and audit.
Oh yeah.
So in some cases, the companies, get choked by all this bureaucracy and all the bookkeeping.
Yeah.
So that's what I have to share.
Mm.